The wait for Ruth Bader Ginsburg will not be over before the Republicans plot to appoint another stolen justice seat to an activist hack on a right-wing mission. This is one of those critical call-to-action moments that is what my subscribers signed on for. We will remember in November. This is hard. We lost an icon. She was a trailblazer, a role model, and a friend. Ruth Bader Ginsburg changed the world. I will miss her. As a young mom heading off to Rutgers Law School, I saw so few examples of female lawyers or law professors. But Ruth blazed the trail. She'd been teaching at Rutgers Law School right before I got there. I'm forever grateful for her example, to me, and to millions of young women. Ruth's groundbreaking work as a legal advocate for women led to a distinguished career as a federal judge and a Supreme Court justice. Her lifelong dedication to fighting for justice for everyone, and her love for our nation, will be sorely missed. With voting already underway for the 2020 election, Ruth's most fervent wish was for her replacement not to be named until a new president is installed. We must honor her wish. Unfortunately, Mitch McConnell isn't listening. He has already made it clear that he and Donald Trump will try to name a new Supreme Court justice with only 45 days to the election. This is a last gasp of a desperate party that is overrepresented in the halls of power, the last gasp of a corrupt Republican leadership that doesn't reflect the views of the majority of our people or our values as a country. In our democracy, the people still have power, and I am asking you to use it. Ruth Bader Ginsburg changed the world. Honor Ruth's remarkable life. Honor what she fought for. Honor how she never gave up, no matter how hard the battle. We persist. So throw yourself into this fight like never before. Speak out. Make your voice heard. Vote, if you haven't already. Get your family, friends, and neighbors to vote. Use your anger, use your pain, and use your power. If you're able to, please make a donation to directly support the campaigns of Democrats running to flip Republican Senate seats. Control of the Senate is up for grabs, and it's never been more critical. Elizabeth. Bernie Sanders on the right's time to replace Ruth Bader Ginsburg. First and foremost, the passing of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg is a tremendous loss for our country. She was an extraordinary champion of equal rights and will be remembered as one of the great justices in modern American history. That said, the right thing to do here is obvious, and that is to wait for whoever wins the presidential election to appoint the next Supreme Court justice. Unfortunately, we've already heard from Mitch McConnell that he has decided to go against Justice Ginsburg's dying wish and his own words from 2016 in order to bring a judge nominated by Trump to the floor of the United States Senate. McConnell's goal, maybe above all others, is to pack the courts with partisan ideologues who will protect corporations at the expense of workers, will suppress people's right to vote, and will allow the wealthy to buy our elections. And make absolutely no mistake about it, if he gets his way in this Supreme Court fight, that will be the end of Roe v. Wade. Thankfully, not all Republicans agree with Mitch McConnell, especially if their past words from 2016 are any guide. Senator Lindsey Graham, I want you to use my words against me. If there's a Republican president in 2016 and a vacancy occurs in the last year of the first term, you can say Lindsey Graham said let's let the next president, whoever it might be, make that nomination. Senator Ted Cruz, it has been 80 years since a Supreme Court vacancy was nominated and confirmed in an election year. There is a long tradition that you don't do this in an election year. Senator Cory Gardner, I think we're too close to the election. The president who is elected in November should be the one who makes this decision. Senator Marco Rubio, I don't think we should be moving on a nominee in the last year of this president's term. I would say that if it was a Republican president. Senator Rob Portman, it is common practice for the Senate to stop acting on lifetime appointments during the last year of a presidential term, and it's been nearly 80 years since any president was permitted to immediately fill a vacancy that arose in a presidential election year. And a number of senators have weighed in even more recently. Senator Lisa Murkowski, just on Friday, I would not vote to confirm a Supreme Court nominee. We are 50-some days away from an election. Senator Chuck Grassley in May. You can't have one rule for Democratic presidents and another rule for Republican presidents. Senator Susan Collins very recently. I think that's too close, I really do, when asked about appointing a justice in October. Every issue we care about is at stake. Abortion rights, campaign finance reform, voting rights, workers' rights, health care, LGBTQ rights, climate change, environmental rights, gun safety and more. Together we must do everything we can to hold the House, flip the Senate, and defeat Donald Trump. But now we also must do all we can to hold Mitch McConnell and many Republican senators to the word and let the winner of the next presidential election nominate Justice Ginsburg's replacement. In solidarity, Bernie Sanders. Add your name. What McConnell can expect. Indivisibles. Mitch McConnell has vowed to hold hearings on a Trump nominee for RBG's seat. So much for not voting on justices in an election year, Senator. Honestly, we're running on caffeine and adrenaline right now. Friday night was terrifying and sad and infuriating. Yesterday was more of the same, but the sun rose this morning, as it's apt to do, and here we are, looking at today, and tomorrow, and the next day. We could yell and rant about McConnell's hypocrisy for years, but that's not our style. Our style is to take him on and beat him. We're already hard at work. Just yesterday, we shattered our one-day record for voter contact, calling and texting nearly 500,000 voters across the country. Here's how to get involved. Call your senators now and demand they refuse to consider any Supreme Court justice until the new president is inaugurated. The American people deserve to have their voice heard in what could shift the courts irreparably for our lifetimes. If you called yesterday, call again today and tomorrow. They need to hear us loud and clear. After you've called your senators, email and tweet at them to demand they refuse to consider any Supreme Court justice to hit them on every channel. The fight to take the Senate just got a whole lot more important. Indivisibles have been fighting to take back the Senate via Payback Project for months, and that fight just took on a whole new meaning with the fact that the next president and next Senate could pick the next justice and determine the future of the Supreme Court. It's more important than ever to sign up to phone bank voters. You can also write letters. We have $1 million plus plan to take back the Senate, which is our best shot at ensuring a liberal court, but it's powered by small dollar donations. Donate now to ensure we can fund it and all our work to ensure a fairer, more equitable future RBG would be proud of. We're collaborating with partners and moving around plans and resources right now. Together, we'll get through it and we'll build back better. In solidarity, always. Indivisible team. Tom Steyer says contact your senators now. Last night, our nation lost a true champion for equality. Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg fought every day for all people. From the beginning, she stood against a sexist and patriarchal society in order to improve it. Her faith in our democracy paved the way for a more just America. Our country is better because of her and her legacy. Today, we must preserve that legacy and continue the fight. As Senate Majority Leader, Mitch McConnell has declared that he will rush to fill her seat with their nominee. This not only goes against his own words in 2016 but also Justice Ginsburg's own words in the past few days. My most fervent wish is that I will not be replaced until a new president is installed. Despite this, McConnell fervently seeks to fill this vacancy and help Mr. Trump undermine Roe v. Wade, women's rights, LGBTQ+ rights, and affordable health care. Move on. We are launching a massive grassroots campaign to save the Supreme Court. Dear Move On member, mere minutes after the tragic passing of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Senate Republicans couldn't resist issuing despicable responses. Mitch McConnell practically gloated, saying, President Trump's nominee will receive a vote on the floor of the United States Senate. Ted Cruz, whom Trump was considering naming to fill Justice Ginsburg's seat, went on Sean Hannity's show to urge Trump to nominate a new justice next week. But hope is not lost. In her final days, Justice Ginsburg shared this message, My most fervent wish is that I will not be replaced until a new president is installed. Friday night, after the news of Justice Ginsburg's passing broke, Move On staff dropped what we were doing to come together and mourn our nation's loss, to remember Justice Ginsburg's brilliant and inspiring leadership, and to design a strategy to save the Supreme Court. Here's our plan, our reason for hope. Currently, Democrats hold 47 seats in the Senate, meaning we must pressure only 4 Republican senators to cross the aisle and oppose holding any confirmation hearings or vote on a nominee until after the next president is inaugurated. The good news is that several Republican senators have already said they oppose confirming a new justice before the election. Yesterday, GOP Senator Susan Collins said she opposes confirming a justice before the election. Friday, hours before Justice Ginsburg's passing, GOP Senator Lisa Murkowski said she would not vote to confirm a Supreme Court nominee before the votes are counted. We're launching an all-hands-on-deck nationwide grassroots effort to hold Collins and Murkowski's feet to the fire and ensure they stick to their word. And we're also launching a no-holds-barred campaign to pressure vulnerable Republican senators, like Lindsey Graham, who chairs the Judiciary Committee, to join them and block the nomination of a partisan, far-right nominee to the nation's highest court until after the inauguration. Whether it's running TV ads to blanket the airwaves in the home states of critical swing senators, calling for protests and demonstrations at Senate offices, overloading the phone lines in the Senate, covering our targeted senators' home states with billboards, or something else, we will do everything we can to protect the Supreme Court. With a wannabe fascist authoritarian in the White House, saving the nation's highest court could not be more important. Yes, we've defeated Trump and McConnell in a fight like this before. Remember when we came together to do the unthinkable and pressured Republican senators to save the Affordable Care Act? We can do that again. We can win the fight to save the Supreme Court. But we can do so only with your help. Thanks for all you do. Rana, Ann, Seth, Kenya, and the rest of the team. She spent her life protecting women's rights and advancing justice for those disenfranchised by the political establishment.